Alright guys, how you doing? I'm Steve from Two Brewers Abroad, and we're here at Societe Brewing Company with Doug and Trav, two founders of Societe. How you doing, boys?
Pretty good.
All right.
That's good, that's good. First off the bat, Society or Societe, like Cartman? Which one is it? There's a lot of people that are confused about this.
It's Society.
Society,
Yes.
alright,
Yeah,
we've cleared it up.
We like to say, okay, we know how to make beer, we maybe not know how to spell right. So.
Okay, sweet. Well, there you go. No one else can say Societe from now on.
Right.
We'll get it from the horse's mouth.
Right.
So do you guys want to maybe explain a little bit about Society and what you guys do, and what kind of brewery and what kind of beer styles you brew here?
Yeah.
From the beer aspect, not counting, you know, the theme of Society, but we're in San Diego, and so we have a line of IPAs. It's not just an IPA, and all of our different, well, we don't even call them IPAs because they're not really all IPAs, but they're all hop forward San Diego style beers, and that's one of our large focuses because people in San Diego, that's what they want to drink in general. Then we have our Belgian style ales, which are very food friendly, and you go around to the different craft beer oriented restaurants around town, and then that's what everyone wants because it's so friendly with the food. And then we do stouts, and eventually we'll have sour beers. But you know, we have it relatively focused on those four categories. We're not doing brown ales.
Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't want to start a brewery that had your pale porter stout.
Yeah.
Half. It's been done many times, and there's the Sierra Deschutes, and they do it much better than we ever could. And now with over 2,000 breweries in the United States, you need to kind of distinguish yourself in a certain way. Travis and I sat down. What it really came down to is, what beer do we drink the most? Mm-hmm. IPAs and Belgian beer. And so we're like, okay, let's have a line of IPAs. It'll always be draft only. And then the Belgian beers, we're going to bottle them, and that includes sours. The name Society, our whole philosophy on beer, is that what you're looking for in the first part of it?
Yeah.
So the whole thing with Society is that beer is for everybody in society. That, we like to think, I draw the analogy of commuting public transit in New York City. Mm-hmm. You go on a subway, the guy on your left-hand side is making $10 million a year, he's some investment banker. The guy on your right is blue-collar construction worker. Everybody rides the same thing to go to work.
Nice.
Doesn't matter who you are, you all get there the same way. So with beer, I think of it kind of the same thing, that I don't care if you're a lawyer downtown making 7 figures a year or you're a janitor. If you guys like the same beer, you'll get along. And what's great about that, unlike wine, spirits, food, the best beer in the whole entire world, a lot of people say, everybody has a different opinion, but I think for the most part you can use Pliny the Elder as a good example. Many people consider that the best beer, or one of the best beers in the world. That costs $5. The best product in this industry costs $5. Anybody can afford that. And I don't care how good your palate is, you're not too good for that. We're draft only right now. We like the idea of people going out, getting together in pubs and bars and drinking and having fun together. That's how it used to be, and it should be. We're not into these, super rare, crazy beers that you sit in the basement and drink it with a couple friends. It's like, go out, have fun with some people, and it's all about being social and mixing.
Nice. I like that concept.
And as a result, our beers, we try to make them as approachable as possible.
Yeah.
So they're not something that only a select number of people are going to be able to enjoy because only a select number of people are going to be able to get them.
Right.
It's about the experience of the beer itself. It's not about the experience of, oh, look what I have in my refrigerator.
Awesome. I like that concept a whole bunch. Obviously, you guys knew each other. You worked together. Was it the brewery?
The brewery in Orange County, yeah.
Yeah. So you were working together, and had to get to that point where you're like, hold on, I think we got something here. Let's go open our own thing.
I like to say we knew it a long time ago, but we didn't. I joke that we saw each other. It was love at first sight. So what it really came down to is we were friends before we even thought about opening something together. We used to carpool to work, and then we'd say, just like everybody does, oh, I want to start my own brewery. Oh, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. What are you going to do with your brewery and this and this? And Travis left the brewery for another job, and it was only a couple months, and we were still meeting up all the time and hanging out. We'd grab beer at O'Brien's down the street. We were both at a place where we said, well, screw it. Let's just team up together and do this. We're already friends. We have very, very similar philosophies on beer and approaches towards beer in terms of what we want out of our own personal breweries. So I think it's great to team up with somebody. Two heads are better than one. And one night we were together over a couple beers and said, let's start this thing. And the next morning we both woke up and started writing a business plan.
Awesome.
While still working at the other places. So
that's cool. That's very cool.
Any adjustment to that?
Sounds like an accurate representation of history to me.
Yeah.
There we go. Beers haven't sullied the memory there. So San Diego, obviously quite a lot of big names in San Diego. You've got Stone, Ballast Point, Green Flash, AleSmith, a whole host of supporting breweries in there as well. It's a big risk really to open a brewery within San Diego. Do you guys feel any pressure to produce awesome beers straight from the get-go? Or?
Absolutely, and that's why we chose here.
Yeah. We're not from here.
Yeah.
We picked San Diego specifically because of what you just said.
Oh wow! So you literally straight into the lion's den as such.
Absolutely.
To make sure that you actually are producing awesome beer.
Well, it'll help us stay on our game, and we didn't come to ride the wave of the Stone, Ballast, Green Flash, AleSmith. We wanted to help raise the bar, and if you're in a community like this, you can bounce off so many different ideas off the other brewers around here. If you're in an area that you're the only brewery in town, you have nothing, or people have nothing to compare your beer against. So you could be making crap, and to the local people it might be good. But here, it really keeps you on your toes, keeps you sharp.
Craft beer is so big in San Diego among regular people, and if you don't make a good product, it's not going to succeed when you have so many great options around. So it's a true test being here in San Diego.
What would you rather be? We don't like the idea of being a big fish in a small pond.
The Society logo, it's a bit of a standout logo. It's a whole bunch of silhouettes on top of the logo there, and all of the names like the Harlot, the Pupil, the Debutante, everything works back and is linked to a silhouette there. But
Right.
those silhouettes are actually people that you know
So they are
yourselves, don't you?
correct. Yeah, the silhouettes are all beer industry, restaurant industry people, but we really don't want to tie the name the Harlot to somebody we know.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
just more of we joke that we say the Harlot, we called it the Harlot because she goes down easy.
Yeah.
So it's our what Travis, Tucker, our assistant brewer, and I all have on tap at home.
Nice.
That's what we drink the most. To me, it's the perfect beer. That's because I drink it. But that was a side note. Our IPA lines are all named after males. Belgians are all females. But the silhouettes are industry people. It goes to the same thing as Society. So you can see, we have one guy with a top hat and kind of looks like Bill the Butcher. So we named the beer the Butcher, and he works at a restaurant called the Linkery that happens to be a butcher shop as well.
Awesome.
So that's really one of the only ties. Other than that, we try to use some of the silhouettes to link to the name. So Neva Parker and her husband, she's pulling him in a picture. And so we call that one the Harlot.
Oh,
But,
nice. Okay, very nice.
It has nothing to do with Neva. It's just more what pictures the silhouettes are. But we think it's a cool way to give back to the community. We recently made a beer called the Publican. Is that where you're
This
drinking?
is the Publican here.
So that's
amazing.
named after Tom Nickel.
Oh, awesome.
The owner of O'Brien's.
Yeah.
So we actually got him to come in, and we took a silhouette picture of him, and now he has a tap handle. So the Publican actually is directly tied to Tom Nickel.
Awesome.
But for the most part, we don't tie him to, with our tap handles, since you don't bottle, we really want them to be kind of for any beer. We didn't want it to be brand specific. We want you to walk into a bar. Now that you go into these bars like Tornado, there's 40 beers on, you don't really look at the tap handles. You look at the menu. So we want you to be able to walk into a bar and just see one of the silhouettes and say, okay, well, I know they have Society on. Which one do they have on?
Yeah, nice. And then yourselves, do you have your own silhouettes?
We do.
And are they within the logo, or are you going to be using those for beers
They're
later down the
both
line?
in the primary logo.
I'm wearing the wool shirt.
So there's Doug right there,
Yeah.
and I'm sticking out the edge right there.
Oh, nice. You're just hanging out over on the side. Very nice. So, the horizon. What's on the horizon for Society? Some exciting stuff. I see a barrel room that's ready to pop. When's all the barrels coming out? That's the question on everyone's list.
2 to 3
2 to 3?
Yeah.
Months?
Periods of time.
Days? Periods of time.
No, we don't know. We don't want to put a date on it. It's tough.
The beer in the room is progressing. It's taking a sweet time, but part of that's on purpose. We're temperature controlling the room to kind of allow it to take its course, and it'll be ready when it's ready, and we can't do anything to rush it. So
it would be unfair to set a date or tell you guys, oh, it's going to be ready in a year, because if it's not, then you get all your hopes up. So we don't want to set a date. We honestly also don't know. I mean, so why do it? The sours will come. Yeah, so everything in there will be sour beer. There's no spirit barrel aging here.
So one of the major things when you walk into Society is there's plenty of room for activities out the back there.
Right.
Is it going to be filled up with fermenters eventually?
I don't know about filled up, but it'll be,
much more full.
yes. The right amount of fermenters will go into the space. So when we got this whole building, we were able to sit down, look at the plan, and say, what's this brewery going to look like at max capacity? Okay, that's what it's going to look like. All these fermenters, bottling line here, cold boxes, barrel room. What can we afford now? Which is what you see behind us. So the plan is to grow it out, and we've kind of built everything for growth. And don't take growth, in this huge thing like we want to, beat Ninkasi's record that beat New Belgium, which is awesome. But the focus for us is, it's hard enough right now to maintain what we're doing, and we're at a pace of like 2,500 barrels a year. We want to stay small. We want to, keep brewing the beer ourselves. I don't want to run an HR department. I want to run a brewery. So
Consistently focus on quality and not on quantity.
Yeah. Nice.
let the growth happen naturally. We don't want to take loans out from banks to get tanks to meet demand. We're staying in San Diego local. We don't sign with haven't signed with a distributor. We don't plan to either.
Nice. Okay, so say you're cleaning a tank, open the door, accidentally slide inside the tank and find it's a time machine, and you go way back when and visit yourself as a younger person. What do you say to the younger versions of both Trav and Doug? Any advice?
Contact Travis now. I can't learn enough from Travis. I mean, every single day it's, people say, working in a brewery, I learn something new every single day. With Travis, I learned 20 things new every single day just being around him. So, oddly enough, we were 5 years apart, but we both started drinking at the exact same time. So, take that for what you will.
All right. Well, Doug, Trav, thanks very much for joining us on Two Brewers Abroad, and best of luck for the future.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers. And the final question, which one of you two has the better under boob spray?
Well, as far as quality, Doug's got it like hands down.
I got great
more
shape.
Defined.
Yeah.
But quantity, I've got it,
Got a killer.
Yeah.
Mine, nice little.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's great.